as we start 2025, I'm just going to say this. I don't think there's any better way the Bitcoin dominance chart could be setting up for altcoins as we start this brand new year, January 1st, 2025. And I don't think there's a better looking chart than this one, the 12-month chart, the yearly chart on Bitcoin. It is the perfect representation of where we are in the cycles. Hit the subscribe. Happy New Year. And Mom, I know you're out there watching. I love you. Happy New Year. It was good to see you just a few minutes ago on FaceTime. So I appreciate all you cruising through. And let's just jump into the video. So everybody, it's 2025. I don't know if you're new to this channel. I don't know if you're new to crypto. I don't know if you're an OG. You've been around for years. I don't know if you've been watching my own crypto journey, but it's the 4-year cycles. We've been just on this YouTube channel, at least I've been just tracking this data. It's like 3 years of down or sideways and a year of bull market, a very nice year of bull market, very nice year of altcoin season. That's these purple lines basically. And you might recognize this. This is in the thumbnail, this picture. This is a yearly Bitcoin chart. So we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to look at total crypto market cap charts, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, because this is altcoins. This is an altcoin chart. And there are some very interesting data points happening as it relates to the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, versus BTC. So this is a total 3 chart, the total 3 BTC chart. So I want to kind of really dig into altcoin season, and we'll look at XRP, Stellar making some really nice moves, ADA, Dog. So hit the subscribe and like on the way, and let's just do it. Let's just jump into the video. I want to start with some, I guess, fundamentals as we start this new year. Let's regroup for just a moment and kind of just talk about what is happening right now. And if you're in the comments, I'm peeking over there. I see you. I hope each and every one of you have a good start to the new year. There's going to be a lot of volatility. There's going to be a lot of dips. That's why I kind of put something in the title or the thumbnail like, buckle up your seatbelts, everybody. Or are you going to hold on to your seats? Because I think it's going to be a very fun 2025, but I think it's going to be a very volatile one. We just entered the most bullish year of the cycle. And this time, institutions and governments are racing to get into crypto. It's insane. So this plays into the technical analysis, and it's something I'm excited about because it feels like yesterday, 2018, doing videos, right? And Bitcoin's at like $3,000, $4,000, $3,500. So there's a thumbnail right here from 2018. It was December 2018, and my Bitcoin forecast for 2025 was $281,000. Bitcoin was around 3,500. It's now 2025. Bitcoin's around 95,000, and 281,000 is very much in play for Bitcoin. So we're definitely going to look at the Bitcoin charts and altcoin charts, and we're going to talk about everything that's going on in the cycles right now. But I would have never guessed back here in December 2018, I'm doing the videos. I knew the targets that I had, the bull market, the bear market, and everything. I would have never guessed. We would have never known that there would be an actual multi-year inverse head and shoulders that began at the last bull market highs, right? That leads us to a target of $280,000, right? Close to 300,000 is the upper end of the inverse head and shoulders target. It's bonkers to me. Like for me, just doing all of these videos over the years, and I don't know if we're going to hit it, everybody. Maybe Bitcoin tops out at like 150,000. I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. We're just around 100,000. All of us were probably crazy back here. Bitcoin's at like $3,500. We're bullish on crypto. We were crazy here. And now we're at around 100,000. I don't know. I think 280,000 is in play for this cycle. But I digress from the charts for a moment, and I want to break a couple things down. So that's that. Do you realize what's happening? Do you realize it is now 2025? I've been saying it's not even 2025, everybody. Now it is 2025. Now the game begins. It's been warm up. It's been stretching, just kind of getting ready for the year. 19 days until Gary Gensler steps down as SEC chair. Do you realize this? President-elect Donald Trump has nominated Paul Atkins, a pro-crypto candidate, to replace Gary Gensler as SEC chair. if you've been in this bear market, just reminisce for a moment with me. Just for a moment, just please reminisce this, because this really is, I know not a lot of people are talking about Gary Gensler right now, but this is a major thing. Again, we just went through this pain of a bear market. Gary Gensler or not, the bear market was probably going to happen, but all of the attacks from the SEC and really the Biden administration in general, the attacks towards crypto, it was looking pretty tough for the crypto space all through the bear market. Do you realize that? It was brutal. And then exiting the bear market even, SEC, Gary Gensler, the anti-crypto army going hardcore. And look where we've arrived now. And we're talking just right here, November 2024, just right there after all that pain. Gary Gensler's resigning, and we have a pro-crypto administration entering the White House. And we have insane things that are getting ready to happen. This is a clip from President Trump back at the Bitcoin conference. Really quick. I know I played it before, but I can't not.
Today, and Bitcoin and crypto will skyrocket like never before, even beyond your expectations. And
dude, this is the incoming president of the United States in 19 days as Gary Gensler steps down. I don't want to get ahead of myself with the bullishness, but at least we're not in a regular cycle where there's no bullishness like this happening. You know, we could be talking about the charts are looking good, altcoin season's here, but none of this was happening. You know what I mean? Kind of like last cycle, but this is happening. That's something. That is something to me. Just in $1.5 trillion, Franklin Templeton says we expect to see strategic Bitcoin reserves added by several nations in 2025. Several nations. It's a governmental race. It's a global race for Bitcoin. And I saw this, and we're going to really start pivoting into the charts in just a moment, but this was pretty cool because it was kind of new data, new information coming out from Crypto over here. And I guess this was at the Saylor party last night. Bitcoin breaking news from Michael Saylor party. At first, I was like, this looks clickbaity, but check this out. Check this out. By the way, you're about to see a clip from Dennis Porter. He's the CEO and founder, Satoshi Act Fund. So basically, what they're doing at Satoshi Act Fund is they're putting together policy for lawmakers and the regulators to just pass policy and bills that are pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin. Basically, getting U.S. bullish on crypto. That's what this guy has been aggressively doing. So here's a clip from last night. Check it out. Listen to what he says, everybody. He's in the trenches in the policy side.
Dennis Porter, my dear friend, can you share these breaking news with us? Maybe you come over the slide.
Absolutely. I mean, we have a whole list of states that are getting ready to introduce strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation. We've already done it in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Texas, and we're going to have a whole lot more. But beyond that, we're helping the federal government by crafting a model executive order that we can have Trump sign and ultimately take the 200,000 plus or roughly 200,000 Bitcoin that's sitting at the U.S. Marshals, convert it into the strategic Bitcoin reserve, hold it at the ESF, the Exchange Stabilization Fund, and make sure that we maintain our leadership as the #1 holder of Bitcoin out of all the countries in the world.
So guys, first of all, you need to understand these 200,000 Bitcoin or whatever it is.
This is crazy. This is like happening. There's been, I mean, just a month ago, right? Shortly after Trump's winning, there's all the speculation about Bitcoin reserve. A lot of people are just so, I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm telling you, the more and more that Trump is getting closer into closer into the White House, the more and more it is becoming very evident that this is looking like game time going to happen. So Dennis Porter, I think that, that info coming from Dennis Porter is, I think, very relevant in terms of what he's been working on. And I would say even the info that he has and what he sees happening behind the scenes, he's been very confident about all of this. So that is that. Shout out to Crypto.com, the sponsor of today's video. Massive moves, everybody. In terms of crypto companies, we've talked about this through the SEC attacks, Gary Gensler attacks, all of the just pro-crypto companies that have gone to fight. They've gone on to fight really on behalf of us. Crypto.com is one of them, and they just launched a U.S. trust company. And when it comes to, as U.S. is pivoting to being pro-crypto, Crypto.com is absolutely aggressively building like never before. And click the link below to sign up with them. Their app is smooth. They have a Visa card I've kind of showed on this channel a bunch of times. I think I have it actually right here in my wallet on my phone. But thing is awesome. It's metal. I use it right now. You know, been using it a little bit lately to kind of lock in some crypto gains since I'm not sitting here taking profits yet. And you get rewards as you're doing that. So download the app, get $50 and once you start trading with their app. And just shout out to Crypto.com for sponsoring today's video and just being just a pro crypto proponent. You know what I'm saying? We need these companies, and these companies like Crypto.com that have been fighting on our behalf. Kind of the reason why we are where we are when it comes to this pivot of bullishness happening, in the White House with the current administration. So let's dig into the charts. So I know I kind of started with this chart. This is what we're looking at, everybody. It is up for debate how this yearly candle closes that we just started. Literally today, you can see 11 months, 30 days left of the candle. It's up for debate what happens. I remain bullish, not just because every single time we have a post-Bitcoin halving year, right? The year after, every single time, it's been crazy bull market. Not only that, but everything we just talked about. And that's why I wanted to talk about those things. So when it comes to Bitcoin on the daily chart, this is the weekly. There's something on the daily I just want to bring to attention. I know I'm very bullish. You all know I'm very bullish for this year. I'm very bullish on altcoins, and I'm bullish on Bitcoin. We just talked about a $280,000 potential target. It's in play. I'm not saying that's like definitely going to happen. None of us know. But on the short term, I just momentarily want to talk about short term because I think it is important. Everybody's excited. We're starting 2025. We know how bullish things are looking on the macro, on the zoomed out. But again, I think it's going to be a volatile one. I think there's going to be a lot of fake outs. I think there's going to be a lot of bull traps because people are so bullish. It's easy to get sucked into even a move that's happening right now. First day of the year looking good. It's a perfect opportunity for a bear trap. I just want to say that. So what I'm watching on Bitcoin is very simple. And this is why I do technical analysis, so I can visualize scenarios and prepare for them, bearish or bullish. I'm not here predicting anything, everybody. People are always like, Dan, you're always wrong. And I'm like, what can I even be wrong about? I'm sitting here with the rest of you guys, and I'm just like, we're either going to zero or we're going to the moon. I'm prepared for either situation. I think we're going to the moon long term. But along that journey, I'm here to just kind of brace for impact, upside or downside, because I know if I don't visualize these things and if I'm not ready for big dips or big pumps, I'm the type of person that just like, I can't function. So on the daily chart, here's the deal. We know what's been playing out. We have this head and shoulders has been playing out. This is the daily. We know on the weekly what's been playing out. We have an inverse head and shoulders playing out, a macro insanely bullish pattern for this bull market. But here we are. We're in that, like, we got that breakout out of the neckline and we're consolidating. And we've been talking about the potential to throw back to like the $80,000 region. And I talked about this the other day where we have this head and shoulders setup that could bring us down into that region if we continue to the target. So right now what's happening, we have this neckline area, Bitcoin, and this is a good roadmap for altcoins as well. Not only to say, hey, if this happens, if Bitcoin does fall, then altcoins are just going to be demolished. It'll be interesting to see if Bitcoin falls and altcoins fall, what's happening with Bitcoin dominance at this moment of the cycle? Meaning Bitcoin might do worse on the way down than altcoins. That would be something very interesting, a very bullish indicator for altcoin season. But long story short, we broke now down through the neckline and we're in this pullback move, right? We talk about bullish moves. When we get breaks out of necklines to the upside, we talk about throwbacks to the neckline. So inverse of that is we talk about a bearish head and shoulders. Now we're looking for a pullback to the neckline. And so far we're kind of getting it, right? And that's what's happening on the daily chart. So confluent with the neckline is the 20-day moving average in green. I should say the 50-day moving average in blue is confluent with that neckline. It's right there around $96,600. That's like the main resistance level of Bitcoin. But what's trending towards that area is, and it's going to be confluent resistant very soon potentially, is the 20-day as well. So that entire area from the neckline in the 50-day to the 20-day is around 97,600. So 97,600 to 96,700 is a big area of resistance for Bitcoin. So this could be a little fake out, right? Oh, we're pumping, we're back in business, we're about to pump into the 2025 bull market. And then boom, rejection, a very normal pullback to the neckline, rejection, continuation down. This, the market makers, the manipulators, the whoever is really ultimately controlling these markets, this would be just such a simple setup that makes so much sense in hindsight if it happens. So I'm just saying, be careful for that, right? I want to see Bitcoin pump through that resistance and continue in this bull market now. But I will say, it is the very first day of 2025. And if before we go higher, we need a technical setup like that before we go higher, then fine. It is what it is. So the pullback to neckline resistance, falling down, brutal January, or maybe a few weeks of January. It's brutal. The bear market is here. People will be saying the headlines will be brutal. And then bull market fun begins. Maybe it's that. Just prepare for it. That's what I'm doing. But if that were to happen, notice how this plays out on the macro chart, right? What is that? That is the massive inverse head and shoulders throwback to the neckline. And that's a very nice technical move. So that is Bitcoin. I wanted to do Bitcoin just because, I don't know, I just think whether you're interested or not, it doesn't really matter because Bitcoin is such a nice roadmap, especially when it's giving us so much nice structure, not only on the weekly, but also on the short term, right? So this is that weekly or that zoomed out inverse head and shoulders, and we have a zoomed in head and shoulders. I want to just end this by saying, let's just see what happens at resistance area, the $96,000, $97,000 area, because this could turn into a busted pattern. Busted patterns are like, we're getting the pattern just breaks the trend line. People are getting bearish. They're waiting for like the $80,000 target, but it just fakes out, right? Pull back above the neckline, and then, man, we're breaking the other way. That's a busted pattern. That's what that would be. So I'm going to watch that and just see what happens. Let's pivot and start talking about altcoins. I know altcoins are the basically main reason for this video. Appreciate everybody out there. 5,000 people out there on January 1st, the first day of the new year. I was thinking I was going to do a recording, and I was like, you know what? It's the bull year of the 4-year cycle. It's January 1st. Why not just hang out with whoever's willing to hang out? So I appreciate you if you're out there watching the live stream on X or on YouTube, wherever you are. Please hit the like button for me as we kick off this year. That support, I don't care what else you do. I don't care if you leave hate comments. The support of liking these videos for content creators, it goes a long way because we're always just fighting with that algorithm. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here as content creators. And it really does make me, hey, am I doing something good here? Am I doing something right? Is the data okay? All right. Altcoins. I saw this post. I actually was not even aware. And this happens a lot. There's a lot of analysts out there that are posting just different perspectives. And I'm just like, man, love that. So shout out to this post. Wow. Total 3. So this is total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So altcoins recently made a bullish MACD cross versus BTC. It's now time for altcoins to outperform Bitcoin. Now we're going to start talking about that and Bitcoin dominance and altcoin season, and we'll look at some altcoin charts. What a great way to start the year of 2025. I agree. Such a simple, well-said statement. What a great way. So I was not aware of this chart even, really, the total 3 BTC chart. And he's posting the monthly chart on the total 3 BTC chart. And he's pointing out this MACD line cross. And it's pretty epic looking. It's incredibly bullish looking. So here's a total 3 chart. This is just the regular chart. And you can just see where we are right now. Back above the moving averages on this daily chart. You can just see this. We've had a lot of consolidation from the overextension of the last little pump that we had, right? Here's altcoin season kicking off, Bitcoin dominance falling. Well, look at what this chart was doing. It's pumping. And this is why I have this as the indicator going off, right? Right there, November, because of what's happening here. Everything besides Bitcoin and Ethereum making really nice move to the upside. And now we've pulled into the moving averages. This is exactly what we want to see on a weekly chart, on a daily chart, whatever. After we're getting overextension, I talk about it all the time, pulling into the 50 and the 20. And look at this, right into the 50. And right now, so far, we're above the 50 and the 20. So I don't know if we're going to get the immediate explosive move now. Maybe it's just got to be more choppy. Maybe there's got to be more kind of bottoming out at this general area below a $1 trillion market cap for this chart before finally going higher. But I'll tell you one thing. If you zoom out on this chart, you get a sense of, wow, we've not even really broken the all-time highs on this chart in what I would say is the most bullish cycle we've ever been in crypto. So if we're looking for a starting line, for me, that's what it is. People will call this a double top on the macro. I'm calling it a starting line for this cycle. So yeah, maybe we need more structure here. Maybe it's going to be volatile and the bears can have a little bit more fun. But once we get maybe more structure set up, the move is here for an epic 2025. But now to this chart that he's looking at, the total 3 BTC chart, look at this. So this is altcoins versus BTC essentially. And we have such a really nice roadmap from a different perspective that I've not tracked on this YouTube channel. I've not even really been looking at. And that's this. I actually very much enjoy the fact that this chart is currently below the 20-month moving average and it's below the 50-month moving average. And the reason why I like it is because after years of consolidation and falling, altcoins versus BTC, that's what this chart is. Years of falling, we are in this moment kind of like back here. And you know what this was? January 2021. So let me just show you very briefly, because we're going to actually dissect this chart a little bit more, Bitcoin dominance chart. But essentially, January 2021, right here. That's altcoin season, last cycle. This is Bitcoin dominance falling. So if we go back to this total crypto market cap altcoin chart versus BTC, this is the start of Bitcoin dominance falling right here on this monthly. And notice it was below the 20-month moving average. And this was altcoin season. And we had months and months and months, but this was the really fun move. And look where we are right now. This is the starting line. The monthly chart, when we start seeing this breaking above the 20-month moving average, it's just such an on-point chart. It is such a nice picture of altcoin season. So again, not even happening yet. How's this month going to end? I don't know. We'll track it. Look at last month. Look at that wick of resistance. Can we get a monthly close in January above the 20-month? It's going to be a very first stepping stone of altcoin season. It would be very much like February 2021 if January 2025 closes above that 20-month moving average. So such a nice chart. And I have to highlight the most important part of the chart. It's this. Look at the MACD. There it is, the MACD line crossing that signal line. It is just happening. Look, how is altcoin season over when we just went through years of altcoin bear market? And it's just starting. This is the momentum oscillator, the MACD. So that's where we are. And the similarities are very similar to last cycle. Every oscillator. Look at the slower moving momentum oscillator, the RSI. Just right here, right above the moving average line on the RSI, that yellow line. So much upside in play. Where were we last January, or January 2021? Right? Where were we? Just breaking above the moving average line on the RSI. And even on the stock RSI. Where were we? just trending up towards overbought. And where are we right now? Just trending up towards overbought on the quicker moving momentum oscillator. The oscillators, the momentum of altcoins right now, it is so eerily similar to last cycle. And we've been demonstrating this anyway on the Bitcoin dominance chart. So let's talk about Bitcoin dominance, and then we'll talk about some altcoins. So here's Bitcoin dominance on the weekly, and here's what strikes me. We'll look at the weekly and then we'll look at the daily, because what strikes me is, again, the similarities of last cycle. We're going to continue tracking this. Bitcoin dominance starts falling. Bitcoin dominance starts falling. This is why I had that altcoin season kind of starting right here in November. And then back then, right after it starts falling, it starts consolidating into moving averages. Now, it's been I won't say it's been like nerve-wracking, but it's been a little bit of a different consolidation after falling. It's not been so sideways as last cycle right here, right? This was very sideways, very choppy, but very sideways, not really closing any candles above any moving averages. This cycle, you can see Bitcoin made a really nice little pump towards this lower high Fibonacci. It was a lower high from this previous swing high. So obviously Bitcoin struggled to get some momentum to put in another higher high, but it closed a candle. You can see above the 20-week moving average. And I was like, man, is Bitcoin going to start seeing support above the 20-week? And it almost did. And then so far, it's falling. The Bitcoin dominance chart is falling. There is still 3 days, 23 hours left on the weekly candle, but this is something big that I will be watching this week. How does Bitcoin dominance close? I don't care if cryptos are pumping, including Bitcoin this week, or if cryptos are crashing this week. How is this Bitcoin dominance chart going to close? This is why earlier I said, man, it'll be interesting to see if Bitcoin charts see resistance at this neckline, start falling lower, and altcoins are falling. Will altcoins outperform Bitcoin, right? And if that were to be the case, the Bitcoin dominance chart will continue kind of with a red weekly candle, and we will absolutely close below the 20-week moving average, right above 58%, right? So right now we're at right around 57.5%. Now, the reason why this is becoming really crucial even on the short term is just because if you look at the short term, you start zooming in, look at Bitcoin with all the moving averages now. Now it's getting serious because we have the 20, the 50, and the 200, all of these moving averages truly just, after all the volatility we've seen, Bitcoin dominance really starting to fall, altcoin season beginning, Bitcoin dominance bouncing, and then now consolidating again. We're getting just an incredible closure of these moving averages. The 50 and the 200 right here are exactly at the same area, and the 200 is just below. Bitcoin dominance is at its last support at the 200 right now. Even in the next day, how is this going to close? If we start getting daily candles closing below the 200, we might be getting ready to see the next leg down for Bitcoin dominance. And we might get an altcoin breakout sooner than later, because last altcoin season, we had the big first drop and then the pull into the moving averages, similar to where we are right now. But once Bitcoin started just separating down from all these moving averages, that was game on, right? So I don't know if it's going to happen just yet, right? Maybe we have a little bit more structure to form on the Bitcoin dominance chart. I don't know what it could look like. Maybe it's just, some type of triangle. Maybe we get another breakout to the upside, and then it's just a larger triangle. I don't know. But I will be very much monitoring to see what happens with the 200-day moving average in red right now. And that's literally where Bitcoin dominance is right now. So that's what I'll be watching. I'm just checking out the comments, seeing how y'all are doing, what y'all are thinking. All right, let's look at some altcoins. And by the way, if you're out there, if you're looking at certain altcoins, let me know what you're looking at. I'll try and glance at some. We got some bears in the chat or what? What's going on? Last alt season started January 3rd. Yeah, man, January 2021 was a crazy, just awesome time for altcoins. which is why I feel like this cycle we're like a month or two kind of operating a month or two behind. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know. January 2024 might, or 25 might not, this month might not be the breakout month. Like we had January 2021 might not be it, but it might, especially because something special is happening in the White House. Wow, Digibyte. Somebody said, love Digibyte. That's so boss. You know why? Because when I got into crypto, like 2017, Digibyte was like this. I think it was it was one of those altcoins I think I chased around, and I missed out on a crazy pump that it had back then. It's so cool to see the OGs still going. We still got Digibyte bulls. It's awesome. It really is. We Cardano and I'm thinking I'm thinking you meant Sui. I'm not sure though. Maybe I'm wrong. If I don't know what SEI is. I could be wrong. And if I am, I apologize. We got a dog bull. What's up, James? Thank you. I appreciate you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody that's out there right now. If you're January 1st, just hanging out watching, appreciate you. Just trying to catch up on some comments. All right. Let's start with some altcoins. I have XRP chart here. Where did I see? I saw this triangle, I think the moon. Carl the moon. And I was like, oh, I didn't really notice that. But definitely some lower trend line touches on the daily chart for XRP. And I was like, so I was charting it on this chart, and this is Bitfinex, by the way, but like I was charting it earlier today, and I was like, man, if I go back, the target out of that symmetrical triangle is all-time high, right? It's all-time high, 330 some. And then I went to CoinMarketCap just to see what was XRP's all-time high, because I guess on another chart it was around 384. So even this triangle is not the breakout chart for XRP to hit all-time high. Maybe on this specific exchange, but it looks like it hit 384 somewhere else. I'm not sure exactly what exchange that was. But yeah, and it does look like I have to look this up real quick. I'm sorry, everybody. Please bear with me 20 seconds. Yeah, I'm a terrible crypto content creator because I don't know what SEI is. I mean, it's number 65. It's up there. It's up there. So here's the deal with XRP. I think XRP gives us a nice like picture. XRP's been doing this a lot. It's been giving us a very nice picture of like the volatility that we might be getting ready to endure. We know the target's the upside. This could kick off a massive run for XRP. This could be a, example of what altcoins are doing, breaking out, next higher high. XRP will be approaching all-time high. To be absolutely just cool to see. But here's the deal. We're in this lower high pattern right now, January 1st, 2025. And I'm saying this from just my time in crypto. I've seen this play out a lot where the move just seems so obvious, right? Bullish year. Things are looking good for altcoins. We're getting a nice pump, first day of the year. Everybody's kind of like ready for the breakout. And then literally the opposite happens. This, and I know so many of you out there are like probably just smirking because you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is literally crypto. And people, I get made fun of a lot. Like I talk about dips a lot. But I talk about dips a lot because I genuinely feel like they happen more than not, right? And usually they're during times when everybody's massively bullish. So I could just see this. This could be a nice picture of the week ahead. All of a sudden, XRP's testing 205 again. We're breaking down the lower trend line of this symmetrical triangle, and everybody's just like, oh man, whatever. It's going to be a boring January. Let's see what happens in February. And then once everybody does walk away, right? Once everybody does walk away, we get a busted pattern, and then we're having end of January pump. Boom, all-time high. It's crazy. It never happens. Long story short, it never happens when we think or want it to happen. It just doesn't. I remember this last pump started. I was like out with the family on a Saturday night. Do you remember this? I don't remember what day it was, but I'm out with the family on Saturday night. 8 is pumping, and there's like a new thing in the air out of nowhere. And it was just a random time. Nobody's expecting it. That's when it happened. And I think that's how the next leg up will be. We'll continue to monitor. XRP chart's looking really good. XRP whales have been accumulating. XRP Ripple in such an insane just spot from a macro multi-cycle moment. Like I talk about it all the time. Here's last altcoin season, and XRP was crashing because the SEC was attacking it. Guess what? Now altcoin season is just starting, and it's 19 days until Gary Gensler steps down as SEC chair. That's next level. So XRP is one of the most brilliant charts in crypto. The one downside is it's a blue chip. It's a higher market cap crypto, and there's only going to be so much upside, right? The market cap is $133 billion. I'm not going to sit here and say I think it's going to 10x to over $1 trillion market cap this cycle. So it's not one of your like crazy top plays, right? In terms of percentage gains. But man, if you've been in XRP, you've been accumulating, you've been holding, you've been waiting, even from last cycle or even before, like however long you've been waiting, I think as altcoin season starts, we're going into price discovery. $500 billion market cap is in play. $8 to $10 is in play. And I think it's going to be really good for XRP. It's going to be great, just great for the crypto space in general. Dog will 20x to 50x. I will have to agree with that. And I'll actually talk about that when I get to dog charts. I love that we got so many dog bulls out there. Can I see some dog predictions? Can see some dog forecasts. Happy New Year, Dan. Happy New Year to you, Rick, from Philly, my hometown. Love it. Love it. Appreciate all of you guys out there. XLM, I noticed, was pumping earlier, and then as I was starting the live stream, I feel like this daily wick of resistance starts. But what's interesting to me actually about XLM, XRP, I don't know about ADA yet. I have to look at that when we get there. But like these altcoins, you can notice a good first sign, not out of the woods yet, but a good first sign is definitely the fact that we've got this first little bounce off this 50-day moving average. And what do I always say constantly in my videos? Overextension from the 20 and the 50. It's structure into the 20 and 50 is what I'm looking for. And symmetrical triangles are my favorite in these moments. And these take weeks for these setups. It's grueling, but pretty cool to see right now. XRP above the 20 and above the 50. So obviously, let's see what happens at the apex to the upside and downside of this symmetrical triangle. But first good step is we're above the 20. The next good step will be breaking out of this upper trend line for XRP is around 253. XLM, not as much like great structure for XLM. I'm sure there's many people just kind of charting some type of like falling wedge, right? And we're getting the breakout. In this case, even it would be interesting to see if we start getting some type of throwback to the pattern itself. We're getting a dip, a fake out, maybe at 34 cents before going higher, or can we start breaking a key Fibonacci area? If we take our fib and we take it from the swing high to the swing low, the area for XLM would be, and the reason why I'm watching XLM is kind of like, it seems like one of those coins this cycle that might be a leading indicator for us. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But 55 cents at the 786 to around, let's just call it 50 cents at the 618, that green Fibonacci retracement. Let's see if XLM can make its way into that area. And then what it does at that resistance is kind of what I'm watching for. But that's kind of that next target for XLM. But you can see right now, even the daily candle, it's a brand new daily candle. It was pumping into this new daily candle, and now it's just like a little bit of rejection. And it's all this area right here. You can see, look at this, sideways for like a week or more. XLM seeing resistance there. If we can pop above that channel, and then we see what happens, 55 cents being that major resistance, it'd be nice to see XLM really break out through all of that and start just kind of, pumping like this. That's what we want to see. But might have some volatility first, throw back to the pattern, what happens at support, and then maybe continuation. So let's go over to ADA. I know we got a ton of ADA bulls. We always do. The silent majority of crypto, people don't even know. It's so funny. It really is so funny. Like Cardano is literally it's the most undervalued blue chip crypto. It's crazy. Yeah, like the negative comments, the negative people about it, they're out there. They make the ton of noise, but it's like this picturesque, silent community, just like silent Cardano bulls out there. It's just massive. That's why Cardano wins all these polls. It's not bots. I tell you that much right now. It is not bots. The people that watch my videos, the silent community of Cardano, it's crazy bullish, everybody. And the reason why is Cardano is sitting at like $31 billion market cap. So we have things like XRP, which are already at like 133 billion. But then we have something like ADA, which has insane technical fundamentals. And I talked about it in a video yesterday, I guess. We have one like ADA that's at 31 billion. So now we start talking about a blue chip that can 10, 15x, or even more. That's in play. A 10x for ADA is only around a $300 billion market cap. And the reason why that's so notable is because you start zooming out, that's actually like the target for ADA this cycle, this higher high move across these cycles. We get this altcoin season, we get the bull market, that's the target, right? But what's most notable is the $500 billion market cap area is around $14. And that's what Ethereum did last cycle. That is what people think is so realistically possible for, Sui or Solana or XRP. How could it not be possible for Cardano, which is literally about to bring decentralized DeFi to Bitcoin? The midnight narrative. And everything that's happening with Cardano is insane right now. So I like Cardano for the fact that it has so much upside as a blue chip. It's not like we're sitting in an Ethereum position and it's just like, man, Ethereum, if we look at Ethereum's market cap, 400 billion, right? Everybody wants to see Ethereum break $1 trillion. But what is that? Like, what can Ethereum do right now? Not as much as Cardano when it comes to gains. So if we get this altcoin season, if things play out very well for everybody, Ethereum is exploding, Cardano's exploding. There's really no way to spin it other than ADA will, I will say, likely, very simply outperform Ethereum and other blue chips like XRP. So, and here's the Ethereum chart, or here's the ADA chart on the daily. This is the ADA chart on the daily. So ADA actually not above the 50-day moving average just yet. You can just check it out, around 97.5. I want to just say, I hope we get one of these ADA moves. This was amazing when this happened. All of the haters, all of the negativity, they were just silent. They decided to finally take a breather. And I would just absolutely enjoy seeing another breakout move like this for ADA. Just do it. Just do it. Take me to all-time high. Take us to all-time high. It would just be so great. But I digress. That's some hopium right there. So here's ADA on the daily chart. Not yet above the 50-day. But one thing I did notice before I went live was falling wedge, very similar to kind of XLM, right? Falling wedge. We broke out to the upside, but we've not broken even yet the 50-day moving average. So something to monitor, I would say, in the very short term. This is one of those situations which is frustratingly fun. Is like, man, we get a little breakout out of the upper trend line. We could get a move, right, to this area, this upper trend line, $1.15. We could get a breakout back above $1. Thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate the super chats. And I will check the ADA BTC. I'll leave your comment there so I don't forget. But we could get this move back above $1, right? This setup is there. But it's frustrating because it's going to depend on, hey, we go to bed tonight. What are we going to wake up to tomorrow? Maybe it's a wick of resistance here at the 50-day moving average. Maybe ADA starts pumping to 97, 97 and a half, or maybe above. And then the daily candle just closes and we start falling. Tomorrow's a red day. Oh man, I thought January was going to be the month, and we're back in the 80s, right? This is so in play. It really is. People say I'm bearish. I'm not bearish, but this is crypto. That's the type of thing that happens all the time. It'd be great to go to bed and wake up tomorrow and ADA is back above $1, but not sure. But this is why we do these things, to kind of anticipate these moves. So yeah, maybe we get a throwback to the upper trend line. If we can start getting support and a bounce, very nice. But ultimately, we got to see higher high and higher low closes of these daily candles above the 20 and the 50-day. It's very simple. If you zoom out on pretty much any chart, that is bull market moves, right? It's fine to break out and pull into the moving averages, the 20, the 50, but ultimately we want to get back above those moving averages and just keep putting higher highs, higher lows above those moving averages. ADA charts, Bitcoin charts, they all have that bull market type of vibe, right? So ADA, that's what we want to see. One thing I want to make a note of, which is probably the more convincing thing for bears on the short term. This is not a long-term thing, but it's just the very fact that we just got the 20-day crossing below the 50, and we just might need a bit of more time for kind of like a bottoming out of that process, right? And that might require ADA to just bounce around, fake people out, and then break above the moving averages, and then start playing that higher high, higher low game maybe in February, right? And then we're getting that bull move. So this seems like a more likely move. I could be way wrong. I would actually prefer to be wrong, but that just seems like a more likely move because we just got that 20-day crossing below the 50, and ultimately that's like that's kind of a picture of the bearishness that just happened. When that happens, that's because of all this. We just endured that pain. It's just a little bit more pain might be needed before getting that really nice reversal that we want to see. Somebody asked ADA BTC on the yearly. So let's go check it out. ADA BTC on the yearly, the daily. And I haven't opened this chart up for what kind of ADA BTC chart is this? It's terrible. I don't even know what to make of it. The data is so short. Let me see. Let me just actually see why I have that trend line there. Hold on a second. What was I doing? What was I doing? So ADA BTC on the weekly is a little bit more telling. Let me put on, I'll go back to the yearly in just a moment. I want to put on January 2021 altcoin season line, and then November 2024, like right around there or so, altcoin season line. So yeah, wow, the weekly, look at this ADA BTC weekly. This is exactly, when I talk about these moving averages, this is what I'm talking about. 20-week trending upwards towards the 50-week moving average. So, I mean, this is awesome, actually. I'll get to the yearly, but I'm just noticing this. check out this. Right after altcoin season started, there wasn't so much like the 20 below the 50 and trying to work its way back up, but you can just see they were both like tightly knit together. And it was the separation of the 20 above the 50 that kicked off ADA's crazy run. And this is a nice illustration of the starting line for ADA this cycle. So, man, this is going to be a massive indicator, probably headline indicator. Once it's 20 week crosses above the 50 week, it could happen very soon too if we have a very powerful week for ADA on the ADA BTC chart. But that is very bullish. That's going to be a headline bull move. And look at the upside on ADA on these charts. You can just see the RSI, slower moving momentum oscillator, almost at a just, where did it break away from? Yeah, right around here, right around 56 on the RSI last cycle. And we were right around there. This could potentially be the breakout move for ADA. Now going to the yearly has such little data because it's not like crazy long amount of data, but right off the bat, let me just see something. Right off the bat, you can kind of see nice little triangle setup. Look at that. Look at this. Man, pretty nice. Yeah, on the yearly, on the ADA BTC yearly. Look at this, everybody. 3 years. ADA endured 3 years of just bear on the BTC. And this is a picture of altcoins. Some worse than others. And here we are in the 2025 year. In a year where Cardano is seemingly bringing, and its infrastructure, the security, the decentralization, this trustless environment that Cardano creates that no other blockchain can do right now. This could be the year that Cardano builds bridges and offers incredible technology to other chains. And I mean that, other chains, but I am specifically in my mind thinking about Bitcoin. This Cardano, and we're going to see this as a headline narrative as well, this cycle, Cardano bringing DeFi to Bitcoin in a trustless way. I'm not talking about like a layer 2 way where it's not trustless and secure. I'm talking about a secure, trustless way where Bitcoin will have DeFi. Cardano making that possible, absolutely insane for this ADA BTC chart. If we have altcoin season right now and ADA BTC is breaking out of this chart, we could see all-time highs on the ADA BTC pair. So not a ton of data, obviously, but very nice looking. Very nice looking. Yeah. Somebody said perfect timing. 100% perfect timing. You can't even get better timing than that. Ski. I got to look at Ski. I'll look at it. I will look at it. I will look at Doggo to the Moon. Happy New Year to you as well. It's crazy, man. That's a pretty cool. That was actually a pretty cool yearly chart on ADA BTC. And just look at this chart. And there it is. There's what it looks like on this chart now, the weekly. And you can see how the lines are different now because I changed it to a weekly. But generally, the structure is the same, right? We have lower highs on the upper trend line, higher lows on the lower trend line, and that is forming a nice looking triangle. That's really nice looking. Good context, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. If this is interesting, and then we'll leave this ADA chart and go to talk about some dog charts. But check it out. If ADA BTC retests last bull top, it will hit 6,000 Satoshis, so a 6x. It means ADA will be evaluated at $6. And if Bitcoin is at 100K, and $12 if Bitcoin hits 200K. So check that out. And I would have to sit and like verify just for a moment, but he's saying basically if it hits up here, all-time highs on the ADA BTC, in an environment where Bitcoin is 100,000, right? So ADA's making its move to this area. Bitcoin's 100,000. That means ADA will be 6. And if at that moment Bitcoin's at 200,000, ADA will be $12. And interestingly enough, really, if you go to an ADA chart, that range is just kind of bull market high range, $6 to $12. So this is great analysis. A great, thanks for the super chats and comments. This is great context for an entire Cardano video. I hope somebody doesn't steal it. I gotta do that. Let's go look at dog. Shout out to Vince, the number one crypto, or the number one dog influencer. Just such good content, so hardcore, really good data. But check it out. Look at the cup and handle pattern. Look at the RSI bottom. Look at the MACD bottom. Look at dog in 2025. It's so true. Everybody, I'm not going to pump it. I'm not going to overly pump it. I'm not going to shill it. I genuinely do not care if you buy a dog, but it is a big piece of my portfolio. So therefore, as a content creator, I will be tracking it. That's what I do. Like, that's what I'm here doing. And it's going to be fun to look back and be like, hey, like last bull run, it was fun to look back on Cardano after it just absolutely went crazy. It was fun to look back and be like, man, that was a fun bull run. We did pretty well. And this cycle, hopefully we can look back and say, hey, ADA did awesome. And hey, dog did ridiculous, because dog is a number 2 in my portfolio right now. I'm not even shy about it. I just don't care. It's a value play of mine. I've talked about it nonstop why that is. And, I'm not here to convince anybody, but I do want to just not look like I'm just, throwing darts at meme coins. There's actual reasons why I do this. I'm not a meme coin person, and dog is a very obvious thing. I don't know. It just really is. But here's what it looks like on the weekly. And where we are at this point is kind of like, we know what we've been talking about, altcoin season, November 2024. I don't know why I have this yellow line here, but altcoin season. Now look at this consolidation to the 20-week moving average. It's just, if you're going to look at any weekly chart, like this is the type of weekly chart you just want to see. Just very nice higher lows on a weekly. It's a very brand new chart. It's not old. And altcoin season kicking off. And dog is the number 1 meme coin on Bitcoin. I know it just sounds so repetitive for me to say it, but everybody, realize what's happening with Bitcoin right now. Realize what is happening with Bitcoin right now. If Bitcoin's going to do what it's going to do, if Bitcoin's going to explode higher, if governments are racing for Bitcoin, at the same time, we're having a meme coin super cycle, because it is very clear, whether you like meme coins or not, very clear, meme coins have a massive market share. I saw Crypto Lark a clip on like X or something, somebody was sharing, and he was just like, people they just think they think meme coins are funny. Like, he said something like, you know what? There's no talk about ZK proof, like zero knowledge proof, and all of this talk, right? And I'm not dissing it. There's reasons why I'm bullish on those things. But there is a massive segment of people, you better believe, and I know there's a ton of you out there right now watching this video, that, dude, they like the dog. They like the dog meme coins. This is what it is. And that massive group of people is growing. I will not give you financial advice, but I want to tell you something very clearly. This is not financial advice. Somebody said, should I sell my XRP bag for dog? Not financial advice. Let me tell you, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm going to tell you my mindset. If you follow me on X through the bear market, I was like, all right, I know I'm a Cardano bull. I know what I think Cardano is going to do in the next cycle. Y'all know that. But I don't know if some of you noticed, I was posting a lot about like Avalanche, Polkadot, because I'm like, I know these guys are going to do good in the next cycle. XRP, I was posting about them back and forth. Like, how do I want to be positioned in these things? Because I knew I wasn't going to be fully like allocated into Cardano as my altcoin. I needed other big plays. Nice diversification. And out of nowhere, it ended up being none of those. These were obviously like higher market cap coins because I don't have an insane market or an insane risk appetite for, you know, a top coin being a low market cap coin. That was not in play for me. And it happened that it is. My top play, besides Cardano, is a low market cap coin. And yeah, Dog is at like 690 million market cap. It's not like 20 million or something, but it's no Polkadot or XRP. And it ended up just being a meme coin. Dog on Bitcoin came out of nowhere. I was airdropped Dog from Leonidas because I was early in the Bitcoin ordinals, right when it started taking off. If you're following me on X, I think I probably mentioned it on YouTube a little bit, but I was in ordinals, the NFTs on Bitcoin, got this Dog airdrop. The way that he did it, fair, distributed, no influencers, free, on Bitcoin, meme coin super cycle, I was sold. That is why I went so bullish. So I kind of did what you're asking. It's not like I sold my XRP bag, but in terms of allocation for this altcoin season, and it was such good timing that this all happened for Dog for me to get ready for a bull market, I decided to pivot away from all those others that I was just back and forth with in my mind, and it became Dog. So I'm not telling you what to do, but it's essentially what I did. And this is what the chart looks like. If you go over and you look at the daily, and by the way, I know I talk about Cardano a lot. I can talk about Dog a lot. I have other altcoins, and you know, these other altcoins I would say are nicely allocated. And if these other altcoins perform very well, I might not even have to touch my ADA and Dog bags very much in terms of taking profits. And I could very simply just move them at the top of the bull market, maybe just move a heavy portion of them into Bitcoin. And that could be the play. And all these other altcoins that I have can just be kind of like the take profit altcoins. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I'm very focused right now. It's game time. I talk about it being game time. That's why. And one of those actually is Ski Mask Dog, by the way. It's one of my other altcoins. Many of you are probably like, well, what are these other altcoins? That's one of them. And I'll talk about that in a moment. But here's Dog on the daily, kind of like everything else we're talking about right now. You see Dog right now getting the 20-day, crossing below the 50. It's pulling back into that area right now. Could be a fake out. We might need some bouncing around between the 200 and that area. So if crypto starts dipping a couple weeks in January, meaning Bitcoin is actually going to, if Bitcoin starts falling because it gets this pullback rejection, starts falling to the head and shoulders target, lower 80s, Dog is falling, altcoins are falling, this could be the setup for Dog. The higher low setup right here, it's higher low from these swing lows. People are going to be freaked out, I'm sure. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's in play. Rejection off these moving averages. You see how the 20 just crossed the 50? It might just need a little bit more time of consolidation to kind of do what we were just kind of talking about, I believe, on ADA, right? Which is kind of like just start flipping the chart. Then we're breaking above. And then we're putting higher highs and higher lows. Then we're breaking $1 billion market cap. That is very much in play. So again, patience might be very needed on the short term. I can't stress that enough. Again, it's not a prediction, but for me, I have to sit here and wait for scenarios like this, because if I'm just like waiting for this and then this happens, I'm just not happy camper. But when this does happen, I'm just sitting here and hanging out because it makes sense to me now that I've seen it, now that I've visualized it. That's just how my mind works. I have to do that. I have to chart the worst case scenarios because it's crypto and they seem to always happen. So Ski Mask Dog, if you don't know, and by the way, everybody, we keep the masks on, but I've not put the mask on yet. But I got this mask because it's like, it's this meme coin that also kind of came out of nowhere. Another influencer, I saw him covering it, not even that long ago, But I saw it's a CTO project, community takeover project, and the meme of it is just so good. And the community, and by the way, everybody, dog community, you're my people. I sometimes feel bad talking about another dog, but this I think is going to be a very good play. Dog is my number one, obviously, but Ski Mask Dog, I will say about their community, very similar vibes as dog community. And what I mean by that is just chill vibes. It's not even hypey. And the play makes sense because of the community takeover and because of just, the vibes that they have is very good. But the charts are very good too. And the upside is very good. I mean, it has a ton of upsides. This is a coin on base. And this is one thing I like, besides all of the memeability about it and the community and the vibes, it's on base. And I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think having good positions on base is a very obvious thing if we're about to get a bull cycle. So when I sit here and I'm just like, you know what? Like, having the number one meme coin on Bitcoin in a bull market, in a meme coin super cycle, that's like an obvious thing. The other obvious thing would be having a meme coin, and I think Ski Mask Dog is going to be the top meme coin. It's currently not the top meme coin on base. I think it's going to be the top meme coin on base. It is going to be a top meme coin in this cycle. I just think so. But like, if it's on base, we're talking about base by Coinbase. What do you think Coinbase wants to do as they're onboarding millions and millions of users in a super cycle, a meme coin super cycle? What do you think they're going to do? Dude, they're going to support these guys. They're going to support these projects. They really are. I can't imagine that they won't. So that is very bullish. And, again, time will tell how it plays out. I'm not sitting here shilling this to you, but it became a little bit of a part of my portfolio, and I'm going to mention it. It's just there's been these obvious plays, and it's going to be fun to look back at this cycle and say it really was obvious. Like it really worked out. Or look back at this cycle and need to reevaluate and be like, dude, you really that wasn't a good play. It's going to be fun to look back and see. Rick asked, what's the best wallet to hold dog? I mean, Bitcoin. So yeah, you'd have to find a Bitcoin wallet that holds dog. I don't think Ledger supports dog just yet, unless I missed something, but I do not believe dog is supported on Ledger. So somebody took a chance on dogs, not dog. And that's all good. I've seen that one. They seem like they have some momentum. IAG, these are Cardano meme coins, Cardano coins. IAG, Indy, Fluid, WMT, SNEC, MinSwap, all you really need, and ADA, of course. I am 100% in support of anybody that's out there that's just like, you know what? I'm a Cardano bull, and when I pick my other altcoins, they're going to be Cardano native tokens. I completely support that. I get it. I have, I have Cardano tokens, some meme coins. I have Cardano tokens, but it's not like my main play. And by the way, if it was my main play, I would have pretty strong confidence in that play. But for me, I definitely wanted to make sure I allocate outside of Cardano heavily, outside of Cardano and the ecosystem. I'm just reading some comments. What else you guys looking at? Is dog? I'm sorry. If dog is supported on Ledger, I'm sorry. I did not even know that. That's why I'm not the dogfluencer. Vincent is the dogfluencer. Oh, so by the way, real quick, just going back to Vincent's post, he's got this cup and handle. And if you go to dog chart, I really meant to kind of just do that. And even the analysis that I just did is kind of like, It could be now, like that could be the bottom. It could go lower and we have like a little more steep of a handle, maybe to the 200. But either way, everybody, and this is like $1 billion is not a target. $1 billion market cap dog is not a target. It's a fun like talking point and celebratory moment. It'll be cool, but it's not that exciting at all, right? We're at like around 700 million. It's not that exciting. What's exciting about it is if it accomplishes that, or I should say, no, I shouldn't say win. If it accomplishes that without tier 1 exchange listings, that's massive milestone. I mean, that's groundbreaking. But this is what leads to the really nice kind of first target, I would say, of the cycle. It's like $5 billion market cap for dog, right? That's what we're looking at out of this cup and handle. That's that first bull market target. And we just looked at this. The way in which Doge last cycle or Shiba Inu last cycle, I showed a post Leonidas did. What did it go from? SHIB went from like 700 million to, man, what was it? Like 20 billion in a matter of days. I could be wrong. It's something like that though. So for dog to get from around 700 million to 5 billion, this literally could happen very quickly with a lot of force. And I think that's a move that is going to happen in dog. I don't know what's going to spur it, but something is going to trigger it, and it's going to be like, what? There will be. I just know it. I just see it. I don't know it. I can't say that, but I really do see it though. I can visualize it so clearly. Like we're at 700 million. We could be days away, and you open up your charts, and you're like, wait, what? You have to like relook at the charts because it's at like 2.2 billion on its way up, and people will be like, man, the move began. I knew it. It's going to be one of those things. I just know it. I'm watching the comments. What else are you all looking at? I'm looking for a Litecoin chart. I want Litecoin to explode so bad. Throwback to 2018 Dan LTC. I was a huge Litecoin bull, Litecoin content creator. It was like Bitcoin and Litecoin back in the day. And I pivoted. Many people are very not happy about that still. I still get so many comments. But Litecoin so bad, I wanted to finally have its breakout. I have to say, when I pivoted, I was clear about why, and I looking back, I'm happy that I did pivot. It changed the entire course of my crypto journey, especially with what happened last cycle. But this cycle, I'm not positioned in Litecoin. I want to say that, but I know people in Litecoin, and I want to see Litecoin absolutely destroy it. And I actually think Litecoin is so better prepared this cycle than last cycle to do it. I think there could be a Litecoin shock that people are going to be like, what? And I genuinely hope it happens. I really do. I would love to see that, man. I would love to see like a 2017 move at this moment. You know, back then it's like from $10 to, $400. And then this time, if the starting point was like $100, I'm not saying it's going to $3,000, but I would just really like to see it break 1,000, do something crazy. And I think it's possible. I'm pretty sure institutions are in LTC, looking at LTC. So if you're an LTC holder, man, I'm rooting for LTC. I really am. So that's it. What is Bitcoin doing? This is probably, if you're just like, I don't want to, this is just the chart to watch. The resistance under the 20 or the 50-day moving average and the neckline of Bitcoin is a very big chart to watch. If Bitcoin breaks above that area, I think something very special in the short term could be happening for altcoins as well. If there's resistance, I think everything's just going to need more time to find structure, to bottom out, to let the 20 fall below the 50, and then just, you know how the story goes. It could be just a sideways and down January. It really could be. But I think, long story short, if you want to get a sense of what's the best chart to look at, no matter what coin you hold, I think it's really what's happening with Bitcoin right now. Right around $96,700 at that neckline. Can Bitcoin break back above? That's going to be the major question. And that's probably what I'll be watching as well. So perfect timing, as it looks like I'm getting a bunch of spam comments now. Happy 2025. God bless you. God bless you as well, man. God bless all of you guys. I appreciate all of your support through not only 2025, but 2018, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and now 2025. So it's going to be fun. If you're out there and not a subscriber, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. I'll do my best to continue trying to provide data as I just go through my own crypto journey. Bitcoin charts, altcoin charts, crypto news. There's so much stuff going on, everybody. There's so much to track, and it's going to be very volatile. So just brace for the dips. You know how it is. Brace for the pumps. And I think we will all be okay as long as we have plans. It's good to plan. So be prepared. Appreciate you. I'll see you all in the next video. Happy New Year, and God bless.